What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is June 22nd, 2025. We are your hosts, Kyle and Jago of the Download Queue, episode 73.
Whoa,
Cruising along on this
crazy.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend Sunday. Hot and sweaty off the soccer pitch, Kyle. How are you doing?
Oh, I was like, gross, but yeah, you're right. We were on the soccer pitch together. We were playing rematch. Man, what a game! What a game!
Getting the footy
Been
in.
doing good. Yep, getting the footy and seeing the grippers. Can't complain. What a Sunday!
What a sight on Lord's
I
Day.
didn't even have to walk into a church to do that. Awful.
Damn,
I spent a better part of a decade working in the church. I can make jokes.
I've earned my pass.
Yeah. I don't. I've seen it all.
Dear Lord.
Exactly.
That one's for you. As mentioned, episode 73 of the Download Queue coming at you with some news this week. Got some Xbox news to talk about. As mentioned, we've been playing some Rematch, we've been playing some Firebreak, and we've been playing some old stuff that kind of swirl into a couple conversations. I think we've been talking about a couple on Discord that can kind of come together. We'll wrap those up at the end of the show, at the top of the hour, probably. See where we are at. Programming announcement going in to start off. Again, find this each and every Monday morning. YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, all the usual places. Next week, maybe super delayed show or not have a show. We will find out still because I will be out of town, and the day I come out of town will be the day I get my new desk. So things will be just torn apart. See if we can make that work still. That is where things are now. Kyle,
Yes.
Xbox in the news again for good things this time. No layoffs.
Yeah.
That's all I was
Yeah.
getting at.
Hopefully. I was just waiting for you to continue. I was like, and
Yeah, in the news 4 days ago, dropped a nice video, pretty much putting my negativity to shame, announcing their further partnership with AMD, which is nothing new. Partnership with AMD since 360 days. But there's some stuff in the announcement video they talked about that I feel is interesting to break down, stuff to look into, stuff that kind of hints at where we're going that kind of goes against, I would say, against the grain of how rumors have been, because it's been very back and forth on, is Xbox going to have Steam? Is Xbox going to have multiple stores? And now they pretty much put all that to bed. Yes, next consoles, plural, will not be locked to one platform. Just a whole list of stuff. How are you feeling looking at an Xbox console in the next 2 years and where they're going and how this messaging is happening?
I mean, I feel like I've been drinking the Kool-Aid that Xbox has been pouring out like for a while now. I have read between the lines, right? I've seen the shift and like they're moving away from the world is moving away from the traditional model that we're used to of gaming and how you get entertainment and stuff. It's digital, right? It's totally different and it's no longer about buying a physical thing. It's being a platform anywhere. Because consumers want choice, that is better for us in the long run. So yeah, I've been like kind of down for what they've been doing for a while. So this is more of like the same. It's like an expectation. At some point, of course, they were going to announce a partnership with someone. AMD makes the most sense here. But they were at some point going to announce a partnership of who they're working with on their next console. They've said they're working on a console. So for me, well, I'm not going to believe they're moving away from consoles. Like they're third party. Now they're just a publisher. Like they have said they're making a console. So until they say they're not, I'm going to be in the camp that they're doing it. So this was expected. Everything else, the details of this, I love. It's what I said on the preview show or prediction show of what I wanted, what I thought they could announce, and what I honestly wanted is just a two-scale version of their UI across everywhere. I want to open my phone and access the Xbox Remote Play, and it looked the same as on my console, as on my PC. Like, if they can do that, that's something really really cool, because it doesn't matter where you play. Like, they already have been laying the groundwork for. So everything they said here, that's awesome. working with AMD for that purpose to have it built ingrained in it is going to work. We know that NVIDIA worked with Nintendo on the Switch 2. That thing runs awesome. Having a specific physical hardware designed to run in that way, right? Like building it in from the ground up for those purposes is going to help. So this is an awesome thing. I'm all on board with it. I just feel like, yeah, my investment into the Xbox ecosystem has continued to pay off.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at it. I'm happy they did this and got ahead of people already kind of dooming glooming next generation. Hey, we're doing this with not just one, but there's gonna be multiple devices, as they said. Um, I'm curious, and not to be a downer on it, but I am genuinely curious on how we go about marketing this in 2-3 years time when this does come out, when they've been super open to show that, yeah, you play on your TV, play on a PlayStation, we putting games out, like that part of it I feel does take a bit away from the general appeal of wanting to buy into a new console. Yeah, there's going to be your graphics updates, sorry. Uh General stuff we're used to, but as of now, I think in a commercial sense, like we throw up a Steam logo or show the Steam store on it, is that going to do enough or kind of convey the message that they've been spending years trying to get across?
Yeah, I feel like this announcement made me start to believe that they're not going to put Steam on the console. I feel like that just might be a third party thing, like the Raj Ally. That's not a first party thing. They're not putting Steam OS on their own hardware, right? That makes sense. And then open it up. Oh, yeah, sure. Well, we don't care what you guys do on a hardware thing. And that could still change, of course, because with all their branding, it seems like they're doing Xbox PC is now just going to be the thing. Everything is just Xbox and it's going to be just a PC. That's how you get the UI that's scalable and everything's on one play anywhere. Everything's the same type of game, essentially. Like eventually that's what they want. I think marketing wise, it has to still be a console, which is you buy it, you plug in, you play, you get access to the games. When you buy this, you're playing this, you're playing that, you're playing with your friends. Not you buy this and you're able to offload or sideload Steam on it, and you can do. That's not what the console is, and I think Xbox knows that. So I think when they get here, yeah, it is going to be exactly that. And oh, but I could play it here, I could play it here. Why would I get this? Because this is our console and this is a for sure way, one of the best ways to play our games, especially when the games are built with the tech in mind and the tech is built with the game in mind. If they can meet together, yeah, I know they could have some really cool games and such and tech that highlights that, where it is the best place to play because I can plug it in and I'm getting the best experience in the next Halo, right? I'm not getting 240 frames because it's not on my PC, but do I need that? Do I need that like extreme level? No, and that's not what they need to hit. So I expect that to be the marketing. It's just a console. Plug in and play.
Direct quote from the video they released here with this, Sarah Bond speaking. All about building you a gaming platform that's always with you so you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want, delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single storefront or tied to one device. That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the number one platform of gaming. Which, with what you just said, if you don't think Steam's going to be on it, do you think when they drop the not locked to a single storefront, that's just kind of like Xbox console store, Xbox PC store? Or do you think
No, I think
could it branch out to where it's not Steam, but they have BattleNet on PC for Overwatch and Warcraft, which would be weird because you could get like, I don't know, just don't get something else out there. But
yeah, I don't know. I just you can't overcomplicate the console experience and the plug in and play nature. You lose audiences with that, and I think Xbox has doubled down on like being accessible to a wide breadth. They're both extreme gamer and family friendly. They're trying to get even more so into that. But still, you still have a console, but could the console just have that option where you go into the settings and you flip on PC mode and it's now a PC, right? And you have that option to run it, and because internally it is just a Windows PC that is just running the Xbox OS, right? I could see something like that, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah. I think the Windows thing is more like proof of concept, as in, look what we've done with Windows and with our operating system. You can, like I said, with my PC, I built my PC, I bought the Windows thing, I downloaded it, boom, I have a Windows PC, right? I think that's just what's going to be for Xbox. I'm not going to be able to buy the Xbox OS and put it onto anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be companies able to license it, of course. Could you imagine if I could just buy the card of like, oh yeah, let me put this on my modded Switch that I tore apart and rebuilt, and now I have a handheld Xbox?
Oh, Nintendo
Who
got that
knows? I
brick
mean,
so fast.
Windows operating system is there, right? Like, who knows? I mean, they're saying that they don't want to tie it to a physical system. It's or they don't want to tie it to one device. They want you to be able to access that stuff anywhere. But yeah, to kind of wrap up this rambling point on my end, I still think they just need to be plug and play, no questions asked. Mom, grandma, dad, whoever can walk in the store, buy the thing and the new Call of Duty, and come home and play it. Once you get into too many specifics, you're going to lose a lot of people.
There's the last part of the quote I just read is something that I would love to return back to when this does come out. Years down the line, we're not going to remember. But the line where they said that we want to make sure that Windows is the number one platform for gaming, I feels kind of has a larger message behind it that people are kind of giving it credit for, because it is following along with them, not sidelining the Xbox console, not putting it to the back end, but now instead of the console being the main focus, it is just kind of a stepping stone to get to the Windows platform. So I would be curious if that does evolve into where Xbox becomes the publishing brand or whatever, and Windows gaming is a new thing, or Windows gaming becomes the main thing they're pushing across. Which
I say flip that.
Windows gaming would be the publisher, and
Well,
then Xbox be.
well, no, I think Windows Gaming is the corporation, and then Xbox is the brand under that, right? So I think there is an Xbox Game Studios publishing, or there is Xbox Games publisher already. We already have that as a thing in ARM, so it's not called Microsoft. So they could always change it, but
yeah, that line,
yeah,
I was surprised by, because I
sorry.
no, it was the like least thing that people brought up out of everything, because I was like, new hardware, we can use this as online fodder or whatever bullcrap, but like that one, I was like, that's a weird, very straightforward message to just slide in there that no one's really giving the time of day to.
Yeah. No, and I think it points to what they're doing. And I don't think it's Windows overtaking Xbox. I think it's a merging of the two. And we're going to see the Xbox software, the OS, operating a little more like Windows, which we're already seeing. It's on the ROG Ally, it's on different hardware like that. We're just going to see that in a more official sense, I think. And that's how I'm reading into that. But yeah, it'll be fascinating to return to it and see what that actually means when it comes to fruition, because how many times has Xbox said stuff and put their foot in their mouth? So I'm in on it, but they've burned me before and with messaging. So, and then we've complained about that a lot, along with a lot of people who talk about stuff. So who knows? This could just be more corporate speak that the AI fed, and it's really good.
Which, speaking of the AI, they do drop that in here last sort of point to bring up in this. Cerebon did double down that they are committed to backwards compatibility. So everything previous as expected, well, not even as expected because it's not, but they're going to continue. All older Xbox games should work on new hardware with the help of AI, which I feel kind of ties in with a few weeks ago. They released those videos of Bleeding Edge running like an emulated version using AI, seeing if that's kind of the stepping stone of helping the older games that you can't get working at a solid state power level, if that's the way they're going to kind of get everything across the board sweeping on there. So that'll be interesting. Which AI,
yeah, no, there's good uses of AI to help like fast track stuff, but when it gets creative and it takes that side of it, it's a little weird. Like, let humans enjoy the humanity side of humanity, right? But hey, backwards compatibility, knowing that my original Xbox saves are they're still going to be there. Cool. I think I have drivers somewhere. At least my Civilization Revolution saves are still there.
God. Thankfully, you won't need to wait too long for new Xbox stuff to happen, as we're getting the handheld later this year. But they also pushed out a new update on the hardware side this past week. That Kyle super likes. I'm so confused by this. I don't like it. I want to have a toggle option for this. If you're on Xbox, you've definitely seen it. Now when you enter select a game card on your main homepage, it brings up like a separate sub window showing you stats, achievements, captures, stuff like that on a separate page where you can then go in to play the game. And at first I was so jarred by this. I was like, did I hit the start? Did I hit a different button that I wasn't supposed to? And I had to like check, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is just how things are nowadays. Why with thanks for the stats, but
Yeah, I like it. I'm down for it. It's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of thing. It's an extra button press. I get it. But it's well, you're going to Destiny first, which is unfortunate because I have a big gripe with Destiny. Go to another one. Go to the other ones.
I was hoping that your Destiny time was on there, and it's not.
That's the complaint. So
Oh.
go to the other games. So Destiny 2, it's Destiny 2. I love the menu, right? It's great. I think you press it, it opens the stuff. You press A again, you're in the game. You don't have to, it's just 2 presses now. But when you press it, it opens this menu now and it's Game Hub. And you get the stats of time played, achievements. It also lets you, last night I saw that you were playing Rematch still. So when I clicked on Rematch, it popped up and it had your friend icon. It's like you could, if you want to, message them or join the game they're in. So I like, as before, I may totally miss someone is playing the game that I'm about to jump into. Now it's right in front of me. Like as I click the game, like, oh, Jago's on. Let me see if maybe I want to play with him. And that would be, for any game where people are on that I'm friends with. That's awesome. I'm really down with the stats. And then you go to Destiny 2 and there's no stats. It's fucking buy shit. Division 2 has stats. That's an MMO game. That gives you the stats. You go to Destiny. Hey, buy our shit. We fucking need your money. Please. Please. I was so annoyed. I want to know my Destiny stats. That's like many days. Many days.
Show me the hundreds of hours I've dumped into this, please.
I was like, why is it like this? Why? And of course, Bungie, of course, it's Destiny, Bungie with everything going. You're like, of course. And they don't show you stats. No, we're going to give you the add-ons. Here you go. You already own half of this shit, but here's more stuff.
Hey, they're not getting their marathon money this year. They got to get money elsewhere now.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. But, I don't understand the difference between Destiny and the other games. And that's the only game I saw that did that. Why? I don't get it. Other than that, I love it. But I love it to see the stats. It's awesome to see how many hours I put into a game. Like, oh yeah, cool. Like Firebreak. Oh, we put 2 hours in. That's just interesting to me. And if you were trying to find those stats before, they were really hard to find in a convoluted hidden menu. So having it right in the front, I'm not going to complain about it. It's one extra button press. Get over it. Okay.
I just want a toggleable.
Yeah, that is fair. I think a toggleable option is.
It is interesting that the games can possibly pick and choose what they want to showcase on it for them. Because then if it do become a thing where, oh, every game's just advertising the new expansion front and center and everything else is in the back end of it, like that, yeah, kind of shitty, but.
Yeah, no, I would like consistency. It should be the game like it is with Firebreak and then stats and then everything else. Like it should just boom, boom. That's me as player I want. That makes sense. And then lives the other stuff. But other than that, I think it's a solid update.
The friend thing's cool. I have not seen that yet. I have no one that plays games besides you, so I'm not privy to this information.
Yeah, it also just looks like a mobile menu, honestly. Like it pops up and you can just slide over with your finger.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna start reading into things like that a lot. Get ready.
Everything's a mobile device now.
Everything is an Xbox.
Everything's an Xbox.
Especially your cat.
Wait, what? My cat?
Yeah, remember they had the cat litter thing, the box.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
like
it was
had
okay.
audio start playing in the background, so I was like, "Oh, I need to mute this," and I heard that and freaked out. Jumping back,
Fair enough.
we mentioned it just now. Rematch and FBC Firebreak, the two newest releases, both hitting Game Pass this week. Firebreak is
Yeah,
also on PlayStation Plus and some tier or another, so available everywhere.
I
I
think
threw
they
up,
both are.
or even better.
I'll double check.
I just remember Firebreak because that was the first one when they announced it. We were like, "Oh, I heard it's kind of the first big one that's on both at launch." Uh, I want to start with Rematch because I love this game. I'm terrible at it. We played a little bit just before we started, and I'm in, which I was not expecting to be in when it was announced. I'm like, oh, it's a sports thing. I'm good. I'll pass. I don't need this type thing. But God, what an adrenaline surge and like you said last night, like a roller coaster of emotions. The highs, the lows. When you're pulling off 3 goals in a row as goalkeeper when you shouldn't be able to, it's a it's a feeling. I was literally in tears, laughing, crying last night. Like, what a time! I want more stuff in this game. Getting more cosmetics, getting more little backgrounds in as soon as possible. Like, also crossplay not there. I found that out today. Probably get that in sooner than
Oh,
later. Because I was telling my brother about it. He's a big soccer guy. I was like, you need to check this out. He's like, doesn't have crossplay, does it? It's like, I'm not sure. Let me check. No, not at launch. So,
huh. That's crazy.
yeah.
And also I don't think it is in PS Plus, but it is on PlayStation to buy and such. But I think yeah, I conflated Firebreak and FBC or Firebreak and Rematch together. But yeah, no, I agree, man. Rematch just you. I kept seeing people being able to play it in the beta and like, whoa, this game is cooking. There's something really cool here. It actually works because when you see it visually, it is right. So I'm playing soccer. I'm controlling the person. The camera is wild. Like this seems a lot, right? And when you get the controls and it's teaching you in the prologue and the tutorial they have, it is kind of a lot. But man, once you get into the match and on the pitch, and you start going, there's something that sings about it, right? I just it's the closest I think a game for me has gotten to what it feels like to actually play like a sport, right? I actually obviously I'm not running around, but like this feels like it. And when you fuck up, you're like, ah, damn it. You're like, you can't fix it or cheese it in a lot of ways. Well, you can actually. I take that back. You can. There's some Rocket
As we
League
saw
stuff already
today.
going on in this game. um, but it's just a blast to play. Easy to pick up, hard to master. Uh, yeah. Sifu guys, wow.
Seafood, which I guess I again at first sight they announced is like, oh, this is a weird change for them to do, but it totally works. Like, I hope it gets the community around it. It needs to continue being a thing for years to come. See how long it sticks around for, but it is a very solid experience. And I'm not even like racing games is my extent of sports, quote unquote, that I actually play, and like being invested in this and wanting to jump back in and play it. It tickles that nice fancy, you know.
Yeah, 100. It does. It just does, and it makes sense how they go from seafood to this because this rocks. This is solid. This is awesome. Definitely, if you have a Game Pass, can try it. I want us to set a day sooner than later where let's get like a little not a tournament, but I want to run with a full squad. There's two of us. We can do 3v3, but see, we still need one. But I want to run a full squad, full communication, locking down positions, setting each other up because once you get into that rhythm, oh, it sings.
It does, and it's I don't know if it's the charm about it or like it's got a very bright, colorful aesthetic. Like everything is very vibrant and popping. I don't know if that helps with it, but even like when you're getting scored on or lose, it doesn't come across as like you're trash, kid, or like it doesn't feel bad to lose. Like it's just a fun, old school type like arcade experience to play, which I feel is so
Mm-hmm.
hard to try and capture nowadays, where everything is about win streaks and trying to be good for online and trying to make clips out of stuff. Like this is the closest I've felt to like YouTubers playing whatever the latest
Mm.
trend game is for reaction content. Like this available to everyone on Game Pass is great. which
For sure, you.
is a stark contrast to Firebreak, FBC Firebreak.
A stark contrast.
Stark contrast. This is 3 people squad, 4 people squad, 4 people.
No, I think 3.
3. Okay, 3-person sort of Left 4 Dead, sort of Extraction, sort of party shooter. I would almost say. With what's going on, you take one of 3 different roles. Right now, there's currently 5 missions in the game, which you will see how that lasts. Different difficulty options, different modifiers for events that happen. If you're familiar with the Control universe, Alan Wake universe, all that, it gets as wacky and weird as you would probably expect to see from one of those games. Um, for me personally, playing through, I did a couple before teaming up with you. Hasn't really hit. Even when we were playing last night, I was kind of like, I've had enough after 1 or 2. Like, the hook isn't there in me. It's sort of the objectives they have you doing, especially for some missions, are very, very repetitive. Just kind of same thing over and over, not much changing. Um, and it throws a lot at you, which is something I said to you when we started. I was like, I felt overwhelmed at first. Very minimal onboarding process. There is slight kind of pop-up tutorials for some things, but when you're actually in a match and what you should be doing, should be avoiding, there's countless times I was taking damage from random places, um, not understanding how certain objectives work. The sticky note situation last night, like, I played one mission before and that took 3 times longer than it should have because we were doing it a way backwards way. And playing with you, you're like, oh, yeah, you just gotta do this. I'm like, oh, this just sped it up times 5, which, like, I wish I would have known this to start.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's I feel a little differently. I feel a little higher on it so far, but you have played more of it than I have. So that is definitely, I think, plays into it because it does kind of get repetitive. I see that for sure. But I feel like part of it is the design is to explore and discover, like is intentionally not telling you certain things. There is a mystery element to it that you have to discover, but I don't think that's done in a great way where it can be frustrating more so. But hopping in with you, I mean, you've already done it, so I wasn't going in blind. That helped me, so I felt pretty good about it. But I wonder what the legs are of this. They have already been open about, they they heard feedback. They didn't get some of the scaling, some of the things right. They understand that they already have a roadmap though. They're already determined to keep going on it. And I think for me though, like where it is right now, really good. It's really solid. It's a fun experience. Definitely, yeah, it has some rough edges, has some things to figure out, but for Remedy's first type of experience, multiplayer game, first attempt at that, like I'm down for it. I had a lot of fun with it. I was laughing a lot, like with you playing it last night. So, I mean, I had a fun time with it, and the game didn't frustrate me too much. We got overwhelmed a lot, dropped a lot, died a lot, but being able to load back in, that was quick enough. Even when we run out of lives, you had a minute timer until you got another life.
Yep.
I didn't feel bad either. So I don't know. I felt pretty solid. We played on normal, right? You were doing the mission stuff, right?
Yeah, normal
Yeah.
difficulty
But like,
and no mods.
okay. Yeah. So, and like that felt fine. I didn't feel too, like, yeah, I didn't feel too bad in any way. So I think there's a good core of this game. We only did 2-3 jobs together, whichever one. So like, are the other jobs the same thing? Run through 3 sections, do one thing 3 different times, and click RB and LB to fix the stuff multiple times. Is that all it is over and over and over again? All right. It's fun to hop into, but not probably grind. Because there is the material stuff similar to Helldivers. So it wants you to replay it. I don't know. I feel pretty good about it though, but definitely needs more scaling and more balancing fixes. But again, their first attempt, pretty good.
Did you play any Back for Blood when that came out?
0.
That
No, I typically have not played these type of games before.
that is probably the closest thing I would kind of tie this in with. Not so much as like the horde base continuous being attacked trying to survive, but the way it's set up and kind of with the amount of upgrades and the different paths and you buy perks this way, upgrade them this way, put them in over here. Like the amount that they have, it reminds me of that, and not in like a way of, oh, there's a lot of choice. It feels already kind of like there'll be mainline paths for perks. Um, the last two missions we did, I mentioned I bought, upgraded my machine gun, got a new machine gun, whatever it was, and you upgraded your revolver, and immediate, like it was a night and day, like one shot difference across the board there. I'm like, oh, so you get down 3, 4 more levels, you get to where there's more weapon upgrades, and it's just going to be this is what you need to equip to do the best run at the max difficulty, or this is what you need to do for whatever modifier you're doing. Like that's the way I kind of see it going,
Yeah.
which
Well,
sucks.
and it also
But
feels, and I felt like you had the splash kit, which allowed you to shoot orbs of water to
Mhm.
do stuff. And like for that one mission, I was like, I feel like I need this as opposed to the shotgun, the jump kit, whatever it was called. I had so I'd imagine on the higher levels your loadout matters, but yeah, is that going to be? Oh, how many options am I going to do to complete it, or am I going to be funneled into one? Because I already felt like I was being funneled into one pathway, because it's just yeah. So if that's going to be at the higher levels, yeah, there's only one or two ways to play it, and that's a balancing issue. So hopefully they can figure it out. You know, they've been honest already on socials and open, so that's what you want out of a team that's trying to do a live service game to a degree. So
it's have you seen much on it so far, like as far as socials go? Because if it wasn't on Game Pass, I'll be honest, I don't think I would have knew it came out this week. Like it was just kind of a, oh, it's there, huh? I guess it's time. Like I
yeah,
saw no build up, kind of nothing leading
I
in.
honestly, yeah, you could see kind of I think a strategy of rematch and Firebreak being close together. In Game Pass being like, I think in the past we've seen games dropping right next to each other actually help each other, and I think hey, we did it. We did both Firebreak and Rematch, and we would have done one because we're doing this podcast no matter what, but we did hop into both new games as soon as they came out, right? And I think a lot of people will jump in and try it. That's the allure of Game Pass. And for a game like Firebreak, it's not in early access, but I mean, in these type of games, they evolve, they change. So that's awesome that they're going to be able to have people play it, get into it, and then adjust on the go and make it an experience that is a little better and more streamlined and efficient and just more fun overall. I did have a lot of fun with it. I don't want to make it seem like I didn't. I personally had a lot of fun. But yeah, the legs on it are questionable.
Which that covers the 2 releases this week. Again, we haven't really. I mean, we played them. Not a ton of time for full reviews or anything, but very preview esque. Definitely jumping back into more rematch this week. I was even when you were talking about earlier about trying to set up a group. I'm like, do I bring the Xbox to Minnesota and have Harper download it and get another person ready? Because like he plays FIFA just regular now. I'm like, you need to get on this, set it up.
Oh, you just got yeah they got yeah you got to let them try it at the very
Yeah,
least. If they're playing FIFA, I want to know like what they think too. Just FIFA is obviously the pinnacle. There's not much, but this is such a different soccer game, but a soccer or a football game, true
football.
and true. Like it is so much that. So that would be fascinating. And then yeah, we can get a crew, get a full team.
Get a team.
Just need our lasso,
What?
our Ted.
Oh God. Okay. I'm behind on the television shows here, buddy.
Fair enough.
Which that pretty much covers everything this week. We said it was a slower week. So I want to dive in. Discord. Yesterday, you sent me a message for some potential
Yes.
things to bring up. And I feel with the Xbox kind of centered start at the beginning, kind of nice bow to tie back around on. And you brought up the examples of Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive. Do these games ever live again? Do we ever see a sequel? With the way Xbox is going now, multi platform strategy, they just want to get money from shit. And now that those games are kind of free to be wherever they want, is it a possibility to you, the audience, if you're watching? But no, it's an
Yeah.
interesting thing because you said that, and that's where my mind immediately went. I was like, okay, Sunset Overdrive, Insomniac title, they own the IP. Like that was in the deal. That's why they went with Xbox, was they own the IP for it. Like
Hmm.
I don't think it would be a day where, hey, they're green lighting a Sunset Overdrive that's not on Xbox. Like I know they don't have a deal for that, but I feel like something there has to be like, yo, hey, don't forget us type thing. I think Quantum Break too. I honestly am surprised hasn't come back yet. Uh
Hmm.
I replayed that 2 years ago, kind of like starting out with the website and things. We were gonna do a whole like revisiting old games that we didn't review or whatever, and that was the first one we did. Um, I'm surprised it hasn't made its way back in some way, shape, or form of even a DLC for Alan Wake 2, because we got that with Control they tied in, and that's already essentially confirmed to be part of the universe.
Hmm.
So it's curious. And if that's stop it there, there's a
Yeah.
list of games that could fall under this category, but
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, you read it, you read the subtext of the question immediately, right? Like Xbox is going everywhere. They don't care. Walls are down. Remedy is its own thing, right? Remedy is an independent studio. You have the Remedy versus Xbox owns Quantum Break, though. We had Ashmore play a character in a DLC for Alan Wake 2. So that's kind of one of those like, oh, hey, he played someone different, but with Quantum Break, timey-wimey, little shenanigans going on there. Very easy. You can have some fun tie-ins there. I love the world of Quantum Break. I love that game so much. The TV show stuff was too long each episode. It did break up the flow, but what an idea and what a concept and what a like execution of that concept, right? Like, you can't knock them for trying. And I love now. I haven't played Alan Wake 2, but it seems the evolution of what they learned with Alan or with Quantum Break into Alan Wake 2 and what they're doing now. That it seems like they figured out how to do their FOV and all that stuff um into games, and that's awesome. But I I don't I don't think Quantum Break is likely at all. I think because they're doing stuff with Control and this verse, Remedy verse, I think unfortunately that is gone. I think that's just going to be a one-off game for them. Uh, I could see something of similar stuff happening, like another IP after Control 2. I don't think they do Alan Wake 3. Is that something, or have you played Alan Wake 2?
I have not yet. I
Okay.
wanted to, but I played one, was it last year, and had my terrible experience
Mm.
with it, so I have not been
Yeah.
urging to jump into it the second one yet. But Quantum
Yeah.
Break, yeah, Control, yeah. So yeah, I think
Okay.
just Alan Wake 2.
Mm. Yeah, so I think that one's the least likely, but I think Sunset Overdrive. I this is definitely more of a hope, and maybe that's why I'm like it is likely, but it's such a strong IP. I unfortunately both those games were during Xboxes. Let's do our own IP and lock it down in deals era, and it didn't work for them, unfortunately. And there's a lot of reasons why that didn't shape out, but Sunset Overdrive remains one of the strongest like new IPs in a long time, in my opinion. It is a bummer that Insomniac got like bought up to do Spider-Man, which hell yeah, they what a great game, right? Like they figured it out. But my hope is that after the leaks, after all the shit, after focusing on like Marvel Spider-Man stories, they want to get back to their something they did on their own. And I can see Microsoft being like, yeah, it's yours again. Like it's yours. We don't care. Just it has to come to our stuff. And that's what I'm hoping for because I think a new Sunset Overdrive in the like thinking of what they could do, man, with like the new tech and everything, it could be really, really special, really cool.
When it goes, I mean, that ties in, it's kind of topical because there was, like, right before the showcase this year, there was the rumors that Sunset Overdrive was being remastered. So I'm like,
I hope it is. I hope it is.
Like, that's gotta stem from somewhere, you would imagine, and not just because that's a wild hair to just pull out of nowhere. I mean, it was kinda like the major Xbox One game, but
I
I
think,
have hope with the way they're going
yeah.
that they would be willing, because there's even some stuff I think back to, like, Rise. I would love another Rise
Oh,
game. That game slapped. And then
yeah.
even canceled stuff Scalebound. Please bring that back. Like, that was one of my most anticipated games that was announced. I would love to play that. But it's I feel now more than ever too with the way we've talked with games costing more development time, like kind of ports and just additions to stuff like that, even if it is just remasters, whatever, like that obviously helps bring in money and stuff. Whether it leads to full sequels and making it an established thing to be seen, but
Yeah, but I'd say it's not really that remasters like are sales, right? I think it's more for Xbox and Microsoft. It is Game Pass. They need stuff to drop into Game Pass, and spending extra time and resources to give a smaller team the ability to go remaster something, they're okay with because it fills out the catalog. They don't need to have something release and hit X goal. I mean, obviously they want that, but it's a little different, right? They're fine having it go ebb and flow. They understand it's gonna jump around. So I think it's more so that. So we saw Oblivion have a remaster. We know the Fallout remake is rumored. Makes total sense to me to have a Sunset Overdrive remaster. But who does it? Is it an Xbox studio or is it go to Insomniac? Is that like part of a partnership and deal of like, hey, look, yeah, we're gonna do a sequel and Insomniac's doing a remaster and gonna release it on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, boom, both everywhere, the remaster. Or is there an internal Xbox studio you think of that would just handle that?
for Sunset specifically, no. Like I said, that's us. Insomniac owns
Mm.
the IP for that. Like that would be have to be them signing off on it. But it ties back
I thought it's
into.
Xbox's IP.
I thought it was Insomniac because I thought that was why they went with Xbox. So Sony wanted to own it, and Xbox would let them have ownership of it,
Oh,
and
I'm
that
gonna
was
look it
part
up.
of
You
why
were
they
right.
went over to begin with. Could entirely be wrong, but it ties back in too where we talked about this before. I'm like, studios can be opened up to other projects now, and it gives chances for the titles to have new revivals in a different studio and have a new kind of take on them. Um, I saw another. I was looking at a list of stuff they've published that fits in this. Recore was another one on Xbox One that was done, I think, by the like Mega Man creator, and like that was severely overlooked and didn't get the time of day. It was kind of rough around the edges at first, but like bring it back, tidy it up a bit. That game would do great nowadays. He's finding
You
the
are
information.
correct. Okay.
Ayo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the director of Insomniac, Marcus Smith, creative director. This is in a 2017, I think, interview. So 2019, a while ago. Yeah, he said I would love to do a sequel to Sunset Overdrive. The 2014 game was exclusive to Xbox, but Insomniac owns the rights and they could do it. Nothing is preventing the studio from making a sequel aside from a lot of really exciting future projects. Marvel,
Disney money.
fuck that.
I just
$300
heard
million
about
dollars
you
for
said
what? To just
20.
give them that much money? Just to give it away?
I just cringed about when you
When
said
asked if it was still
2014.
viable. I mean, never say never is my approach. Obviously, we're a part of Sony now, but we own the IP, and so there's nothing really stopping us other than we have a lot of exciting things in our future. I would like to make a sequel. I think there are a lot of stories that can be told in that universe, and I would love to return to it. I had a lot of fun making that game, and that is creative director Marcus Smith in Insomniac Games. That was a BQ interview. I'm gonna get the date exactly. May 2021. Cool.
That's fairly recent.
Yeah. Dude, okay, the next Sony State of Play, what's the big show? What's their big show? What is it called?
What do you mean?
Showcase?
I mean, if they ever have one again, it's been like 2 years now.
That's what I'm saying. I am now so hyped for that because if they ever do one again, Sunset Overdrive 2.
They gotta worry about getting Wolverine out the door first.
Oh yeah, but that's not a showcase. We already know what's coming.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive 2 was a showcase. And I'm being delirium. Oh,
He's willing
wrong
it
word.
into existence.
I'm gonna will it into just
Manifesting.
manifesting. No, that's an interesting. Yeah, I do remember vaguely hearing about that. So, man, one could hope. One could hope because, like I said, it's a dope IP, and hopefully that doesn't mean it's locked to PlayStation. I would love the remaster go everywhere, and then yeah, we get it Sunset Overdrive 2 everywhere because what a fun game. I loved it.
I'm still surprised that came out in 2014.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
2014
I see it in
game
my
takes
library
place
and
in
I always think
2027.
about it.
It's
Oh
soon.
shit, maybe, and that's when a console launch for Xbox and PlayStation, right? Oh shit.
It writes itself.
Damn. Damn. I don't know what we're hinting at, but game takes place in 2027. We might get a sequel in 2027. Wild. Here's to hoping, Insomniac. Do what you want. Take the Marvel money if you want.
I'm just saying, if they listen to half our ideas, they'd be printing out money because that's money right there.
I know.
Give us what we want.
I feel especially now, like even more so, Insomniac has like planted their flag. Everyone knows they're great. They're phenomenal. They make great games. So Sunset Overdrive 2 will grab people as a quote new IP. They'll be able to hop into the remaster because they're like, well, Insomniac's great. This looks like Spider-Man, but more crazy ass movement. Dude, it'd be awesome.
I was trying to find more that fit under this, but most of them are people that they ended up buying afterwards anyway. So
yeah,
we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah, those are just two games specifically for me that like part of like the reason I bought an Xbox and was like, hell yeah, or an Xbox One, and was like, oh, awesome, was Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break. Like these felt like they were Xbox specific games, and it felt like, man, I'm playing something new. And yeah, they definitely those two games hold a special nostalgic place for me. But I would love to see it.
What did you have pre Xbox One then? What were you gaming on?
I had an OG.
Like
I had an OG Xbox, and then I had a 360. Red Ring of Death, unplugged it, plugged it back in, never had an issue again.
Lucky.
Just shit. And it worked.
So you just waited post launch to get the Xbox One then? Like you weren't a day one?
No, it wasn't day one. I got it later. Yeah, and then I got the Xbox One with the Connect bundle for Destiny 2. Or Destiny. I was tired of playing on the 360. I wanted the new version. That was a huge reason why I upgraded. Yeah, it was definitely like Sunset Overdrive got that, Quantum Break got that, had to, like those two games were and Destiny, but that doesn't count. Those two were like system sellers almost, or just that's how I remember that era.
No, that's why I asked, because I like in my mind I don't think of them as that, but that's because I was day one Xbox One, midnight launch again here at Walmart, like calling sick to work the next day. They knew I was lying. And I didn't even have money for a game. I think I spent the first 2 weeks playing literally just Power Star Golf because I didn't have money to get Dead Rising or anything else. And like, so I was just already in the ecosystem. Like I was committed. That's where I was going. So I wasn't thinking of like system sellers. It was always kind of like additive for me at that point.
Yeah. No, I was definitely like wanting to get the upgraded one. Destiny 2, that I knew Destiny was like a better version and I wanted to get in on that world sooner. I was in on it. So bought a used Xbox One from GameStop and was like, hell yeah.
Oh, interesting.
What a time. This is now a wider topic which we need to save. But what our entry point to each console we got, fascinating. And like why I got a Switch original, very different, right? And when you did. I think that'd be a cool combo.
My mama said I had to get this one, so she bought this one for me.
I woke up and it was just here. I didn't have a choice.
That's good. I actually got fun stories about a lot of mine. Like my 360, got it in the dumbest way possible.
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
We'll save it. With that, do we call it an early show? 52 minutes, hanging out, talking games. Again, may not be here next week. It depends on when I get back into town and get stuff set up again. But after that Monday,
yeah, that's exciting.
I'm all in. Capture card purchased. Hopefully that's a good one. I don't know. That's one of the first ones that came up on Best Buy. Gonna
Maybe
have
I like the base one, standard one, the HD 60X.
yeah.
Better than what I have. I have the HD 60S. Super old. I gotta get it. I gotta upgrade too. But it works.
It's on sale. That's I'm gonna be picking your brain about how to get this set up perfectly, like with OBS and stuff. But that's besides the point. I'm excited though. Like I said, basement's gonna have direct line to TV on the wall, separate. Like whole desk new setup. If we're jumping into GTA 5, baby. You want to join along that journey? You can.
I love that for you. That's gonna be so good. What a time! What an experience!
Like, oh, our online
Playing
servers
it
are.
on the.
We don't support this anymore. We don't support this anymore. Oh,
It just doesn't even open.
the loading times take like 15 minutes, just the whole video by itself.
Yeah, that'd be fun. No, it's exciting. Always good to have upgrades and moving forward.
Can't wait. Can't wait. 1 week to go. You're still streaming every day in June? Still hitting it? Playing Mario?
Yeah, we are 22 days. I already streamed today, so technically I don't have to do it again. It's fun. It's been a thing, but yeah, in the middle, playing Super Mario 64 for the first time. I think I'm the farthest I've ever been, probably at least in star count, definitely. But yeah, I'm gonna beat it for the first time. I got where's my ball? It's way over there. I got the Super Mario 3D All Stars collection on Switch. Can't get it anywhere now, so gotta play it. But I'm gonna work my way through 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. Like I said, I haven't touched Galaxy. Played a lot of Sunshine. No idea what the fuck I was doing because I was a kid with no one who played games other than me. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? So it'll be fun to go back to that one as well. But yeah, I'll continue streaming that. Probably will do that one tomorrow again, unless you're playing Rematch. Who knows? Rematch is grabbing my heart and my attention.
Dude, rematch on
But yeah,
Switch on
we'll
the
keep.
go. Oh.
Oh shit, that sounds awful. It sounds disoriented with the motion controls too.
Gyro only.
Jesus, with the I want the leg strap and the Joy-Con in the hand, like just kicking people. Anyways, yeah, gonna keep doing now. We got what 8 more days until the end of June 9. So join one more week, baby. So join the party.
Come join me as a backseat gamer for his Bio 64 experience. It's why I
Yeah, please help
literally
me.
I posted. I was like, I had to read that title twice. I was like, first time ever. That is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I
That's
said, I got 18 stars, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, like probably the farthest I've ever been intentionally as well, not just fucking around, not understanding the game as a little lad.
So I only got like 102 more to go.
No, you only need 70 to beat the game. That's what one person said.
Best friend. I should do that with Sunshine because I've never played Sunshine. Like that's the one I missed out just because I never had a GameCube. And I have that collection. I bought it too. I just haven't journeyed back. I've been going through. I mentioned it last week, but I think I got like 2 hours left of Zelda Breath of the Wild before I finally have that beat 6 years, 7 years later.
Nice. A little late.
It did literally. It's hitting though. I'm enjoying it way more than I was, which it could just be new hardware again, but that was new hardware, so I don't know. But fun times.
Yeah. What a game. I'm also casually playing Tears of the Kingdom at night. Mostly just exploring, like using the Switch too, and like, man, the upgrade does those 4K. Well, it's not 4K on the Switch, but man, it just runs and looks really good.
It's how it should have been.
Yeah, we didn't care at the time though.
No. My end, as I said, podcast will be uploaded tomorrow. All the places. Probably slow week, like I said, getting ready for next week's changes and everything going around. We did start a new series, so I can start getting some content out of my League of Legends toxicity. We're on the quest for silver rank in League of Legends. As of now, it's full gameplay videos, doing full commentary over them, kind of thought processes of moves, plays, what could be better on, in the hopes of just learning more about the game, because there's a lot of stuff I'm aimlessly doing after 10 years that doesn't make sense, and my friends get mad at me for it, so...
It's time to learn.
Yeah, look, 10 years later, looking for advice, hoping to get the silver rank. We're at bronze 3 right now, so we're like a couple steps down. Well, that's new content going up just to have something.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
With that, we will update the socials this week going in about next week's show, if, when, where, how, who, what, where, why, clue. Follow Kyle to do all the social platforms: Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, not TikTok anymore. I heard you say on Twitch. No.
Oh, I deleted it from my phone, so
Oh.
yeah. I shouldn't just have a notification that says, "Hey, follow me on there," because I'm not actively on there.
I will stop sending you memes then. Me, Badlands backlogs on all the socials as well. Drop a like, follow, comment, share. Let us know your thoughts down below and what games from Xbox's past you would like to see them bring back, since that was kind of the big topic of the show today. Leave those down in the comments down below if you are on YouTube. If not, send us a message. Email me. I got email on the podcast page on Twitter. Send us email. I'll read your emails live. Make a thing out of it. Says your social security number. Don't do that.
No, I don't want it.
Don't want that. Till next time, happy gaming.
Bye.